What's up guys, Rhino here and welcome to my latest FIFA 18 World Cup video. The day's finally here. It's the day of England's opening World Cup match. I'm super excited. I genuinely can't wait. I really don't know what to expect. It's another one of those situations where you just fear the worst, which is perfectly understandable. But at the same time, I'm still slightly optimistic. Obviously, it's being against Tunisia. You think we should win, but come on, it's England. We don't know. Obviously, I'm going to be bringing you guys another one of my predictions videos for the group. Another combined 11 as well. Got my England shirt on already. 3 lines on the shirt. Come on, boys. It's just that last little wait. I mean, it's so close now. We've been waiting for months and months. Pretty much since obviously since you qualified, the wait has been on, but obviously we've had the Premier League season to kind of help with that wait. But since the Premier League's ended, that's all it's been, just focus on England. And we've been played, in an unlucky situation where we're playing so late on, one of the last teams to play our first game. It's been agonising watching all the other teams kick off, and we're just itching to get going. But it's finally here. We get to watch Belgium's game first, so we get a little bit of an idea of what we're dealing with before we even get out there. Hopefully Belgium can drop some points. Obviously the ideal result would be a draw. I don't want to say like a Panama win, just because you never know, Panama may go and beat us. So obviously ideal situation is going to be a draw for both drop points. So hopefully that can happen. But yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. I'll crack on with the team. So the formation I think it's probably going to be going to be a 3-5-2. Obviously it's going to be bulk kind of England and Belgium players in this 11, and obviously they both play with 3 or 5 at the back, whatever you would want to sort of interpret it as. So I'll start with just Panama. So I've only got one Panama player, so he's going to have to play, unfortunately, even though he's not really that great. He's in the centre back, so he'll have to go in. I'll look at Tunisia as well, because I'm pretty sure the chance I don't have a lot of Tunisian players. 1 goalkeeper, okay. So that's going to mean that we're not going to have a very good goalkeeper in this team, which is a bit of a shame. I'll have a look at England. To be fair, you know what, Belgium's right there. We'll do Belgium. Got a lot of Belgian players. Now, I've got a lot of Belgian players of a high sort of level as well, as you can see here. A lot of these players will probably be in this lineup. I'll sort of try and do it a little bit based on real life performance, and also a little bit on, like sort of in-game stats as well, just to try and make like a team that would be quite usable. I'll put Vertonghen in at centre back, and also Vermaelen. Not a bad sort of defensive pair, and I'll just move that guy out to the right. I don't really need to bother sort of sacrificing the links there. We'll put Lukaku up front, along with, it's got to be Mertens, isn't it, really? And then we'll put in Hazard in cam, just for now, just because obviously he's a centre forward in there. But if I'll probably end up playing him on the left midfield area. I'm not really sure yet, but we'll see what English players I've got. Axel Witsel can play in centre midfield. So Carrasco can play on the left, so maybe not Hazard. Nainggolan could go into CDM. Batshuayi probably isn't going to make it, but he can go on the bench for sure. Meunier can play right midfield. But yeah, the rest of them probably aren't really going to get in, unfortunately. Like, I wouldn't use Benteke. I'll just leave him out. I'll only put him in as a last resort, because he's been really poor, to be honest, in the last few seasons. Tielemans could certainly be an option for the bench, so I'll leave him there. We've got Simon, who just won't get in, unfortunately. Morales won't either, I wouldn't have thought. Neither would Divock Origi, not ideal. But yeah, straight away, we've not even got the English players in, and we've already got a very, very solid, respectable team. I think that probably shows the level of opponent that we've probably come up against in Belgium with the individual talents that they've got. But obviously we're England. We've got Harry Kane. We've got Dele Alli. We've got some decent players. Let me just make sure I don't take out Tielemans here when I sort of change this, and Batshuayi. Okay. We've even got the mighty Jermaine Defoe. What an absolute hero. Obviously, he's not actually at the World Cup. But you know, that's the strength and depth that we've got in this England squad. You know, we've got legends like Jermaine Defoe that can't even get in. I'll put Kane up front with. Ooh, this is a big decision. I'm gonna go Kane and Lukaku. I just don't think. I feel like Lukaku's better than Mertens. It's a big shout. Like there's really not a lot in it. Like arguably, if you're going to play Kane up front, you probably want to put somebody like Mertens up with him because you know Kane and Lukaku are both quite big, just like big powerful strikers. But you know what? I'm just going to go like finishing attributes here and just put them in. Adam Lallana probably wouldn't quite make it. I'm going to put Dele Alli because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Carrasco out and I'll move Eden Hazard onto the left mid position. I want to get a few English players in there, so I'll get Dele Alli in. Kyle Walker will certainly play. I know obviously he's going to be playing centre-back for England, so it does seem a bit silly, but I just don't want to have somebody as weak as Meunier on the right midfield position. Obviously, ideally, I'd put him in here where this Panama centre-back is, but I need to have the guy in there to make this, you know, to make this work and to make this fit the requirements that I'm setting for it. So I'm going to put Kyle Walker like right midfield, just pretend as if he's still playing a right back with his sort of rampaging runs down the wing. So I'll put him in there. So it's not like completely accurate, but Rashford for sure has to be involved on the bench at least. Unfortunately, he's not going to get in just because like Lukaku, Kane, Hazard in all the sort of possible positions for him. Surprisingly, I think Phil Jones might actually play. I'm sort of tempted to put Phil Jones in there. It's difficult. I mean, I've got. I suppose what I could do, and it's a bit of an interesting shout. Let me have a little reshuffle it. I'll put Vertonghen there, take Vermaelen there. I'll put Walker in his centre back role. If I put Carrasco as a right mid, which isn't the most outrageous thing to do, that would be quite, because I didn't really want to put Phil Jones at centre back. I'm not even really sure why he's in the squad, to be honest. I really don't rate him. That's probably the Liverpool fan in me being a bit biased, but I really don't rate him. He's one of the players that he will really sort of, you know, he'll get me biting my nails in games. If he comes on or if he has to start, I'll be so nervous. It's one of those players that you just imagine him making like a huge mistake and just messing it up. But I hope not. I hope for him that it doesn't happen. I don't wish it upon any of the players. Hopefully they just put in faultless performances, but you can imagine it's probably not going to be the case, unfortunately. I'm just looking at the bench here. I don't think I actually had a goalkeeper, which is quite surprising, unless I didn't actually put all the players in, if it's just I ran out of space, because I'm sure I've got Jordan Pickford in my squad. I'm sure I have. Antonio won't get in, so I'll take him out a second. Jagielka, wow. Not putting him in. Defoe, nope. Nathaniel Klein, it's a possibility that he could get involved maybe. Jones won't make the bench because of Vermaelen. Adam Lallana, I'll actually put him in instead of Yuri Tielemans. I'll take him out. I'm pretty happy to stick with that. I'm going to class Meunier as a right back on the bench. I'm not going to class him as a right side midfielder because he is more of a right back. The only reason they put him as right mid on here is just because of obviously the formation of Belgium play. So I'm pretty happy with that bench as it is, which looks like Klein's not going to be able to get involved. I just want to see what other English players I have here that I couldn't fit in before. So there's Danny Welbeck. Not really going to make this particular squad, unfortunately, just because of the sheer competition. Jordan Pickford for sure can go on the bench. If this was like a team that I actually used, like in like an actual match, I'd just bring Pickford off the bench straight away, and then same kind of thing. Like I'd bring Vermaelen on for the Panama centre back. You'd actually have a fairly decent team. I don't know if there's anybody else though. I feel like a lot of the other players are going to be players that don't really play. Maybe like the odd cat. You got Oxlade-Chamberlain there, who would have been in the squad if he didn't get injured. He had a really good end to the season at Liverpool, and he was, to be honest, he was pushing for a starting place in this team. It was quite likely that he would have got in. He was playing so well in the centre of midfield. but he's unfortunately not in the squad. But yeah, these are the guys that from the England team probably not really going to get in. To be honest, a lot of them are players that either aren't even in the squad or they're players that never even really look close to getting in the squad, but the only reason they're actually on this game is because they just played in like the odd qualifier. So you've got Klein, who just missed so much of the season through injury, just not going to get involved. Defoe, obviously, he's a good player, but he's probably a little bit, he's probably a little bit too old, to be fair. He is a bit too old to get into the World Cup squad, especially with the players that we have in those forward areas now. I just don't see how you can really justify putting him in. Antonio, again, sort of player that probably just had like a few good games, got a call up, maybe made like a sub appearance, but apart from that, not really featured that greatly for England. Jagielka, again, he's past it. He's played in past tournaments, but he's certainly not in contention for this one, but he never was. Welbeck's in the squad, but he's not really played a lot of football. He's certainly somebody who just kind of like creeped in right at the last minute. Heaton, good goalkeeper in fairness to him, but obviously he's been edged out of the Burnley team by Nick Pope in this season just gone, and Pope obviously made it into the England squad ahead of him. And there's a lot of competition for places in goal in the England squad. It's one of those positions for us. We've not got like a lot of. We've got a lot of players that are all kind of like the same kind of level in goal. There's not one standout player, and you could have argued maybe like 2 years ago there was in Joe Hart, but obviously because he's just declined so much, he's dropped probably even below the level of people like Pickford, and that's why Hart obviously didn't get to the squad this time. So it's kind of understandable. Drinkwater, I mean, how's he even got an England cap? I don't know. He had like the odd, he obviously had that really good season with Leicester when they won the title, but since then he's just been so average, and it makes you think that the only reason he was good is because he was playing alongside N'Golo Kante. Obviously I spoke about Oxlade-Chamberlain, Andros Townsend as well. He was at the 2014 World Cup. Now he was one of those players who he literally just hit the international scene, and there was a lot of hype around him. I mean, a lot of hype. Like Roy Hodgson had got the very best out of this boy, and he was young, and he is still quite young at this time, but he wasn't the sort of young player who came in and was like 18, 19. I'm pretty sure he was about 23, 24. He was a bit of a like a slow starter, but once he came in, he was absolutely superb. I mean, he was banging long shots off his left and right foot, just like it was absolutely a piece of cake. I mean, it's quite enviable, to be honest. It's like, how do you do that? But yeah, that's the team. I think that would do pretty well in a game, obviously apart from the keeper and the left centre back, but that's just due to the requirements. You got Kyle Walker in the right centre back role, Vertonghen in the centre back role. Then this one it gets interesting. You got Carrasco right midfield, Nainggolan and Witsel in holding midfield, with Eden Hazard on the left side of midfield, Dele Alli playing just behind Romelu Lukaku and Harry Kane. I mean, that's lethal, that attack. Got a very strong bench, probably the strongest bench of any of the squads I've done so far, I would say. We got Pickford in goal, Meunier, who can play right back or the right side of midfield, Vermaelen, who could play centre back or even left back if he needs to. I'm pretty sure he's done that a few times for Belgium. Lallana, who you could play centre mid or attacking midfield. You got Mertens, who you could play up front, attacking midfield on either wing. You got Rashford, who you can play on the left side of midfield or up front. He has played right side of midfield before for England, but he didn't do very well because it's not really his kind of position, because he prefers to cut in. And Batshuayi as well, brilliant finisher. Batshuayi, he could be a big contender for possible Golden Boot at this tournament. I'm not sure if he's going to start, but he's one of those players who he could come off the bench, win them the game, earn himself a starting place, and he could go from strength to strength, especially in our group where you've got Panama and Tunisia. There's certainly opportunities for goals there for him. So, and you never know like what can happen against England and whoever they may get in the knockout stages if they get there, or I dare say when they get there. So yeah, certainly an interesting player to watch at the tournament. He's been in good form for Dortmund at the end of the season as well. Obviously, he didn't really get much of a look in at Chelsea mainly because of how well Diego Costa was doing at the time, and he ended up having to obviously leave to get some first team football. Manager wise as well, so gonna have to put one of those in. I've left it too long, haven't I? I'm gonna put Gareth Southgate in anyway. Obviously, you'd argue between him and Roberto Martinez. To be honest, Roberto Martinez is one of those managers. I was very surprised when he even got the Belgium job. Like, he's a good manager, and he did well at like Swansea and Wigan, and he had like a really good first season at Everton as well. They almost got top four like Champions League football. I think they finished fifth in the end. I want to say fifth. I think that season they came fifth and Man United was sixth, but they only just missed out to Arsenal. But obviously that was a little bit down to Ross Barkley just hitting the scene. That was his one like really good season, his breakthrough season. But he never really took them on, and they never really could defend that well, and that was a bit of a feature at all the different clubs that he was at, like Wigan and Swansea. They played good football and they were good at going forward, but they did sometimes struggle at the back. And I don't know if that is going to be the case with Belgium. You'd probably like to think not, because obviously that like the talented players that they've got in every area of the field, and they're playing a formation that helps them as well. Because the one issue you could have always kind of sort of fired at Belgium is that they always had really good centre backs, but they always kind of lacked a good left back and right back. They do have Meunier and Jordan Lukaku now, but I think it's probably better to go with 3 centre backs, and by doing that, it allows them to get one extra attacking player in there as well. So I think they've certainly got the right formation going. Same with England. I feel like this is the right kind of formation for England as well. Because for me, one of the issues England have always had at tournaments is defending, and I think obviously if you don't have the individuals to defend well, defend in numbers, and you've got more of a chance of getting blocks and stuff like that against the higher teams. But yeah, I think probably what's going to happen is that I'm gonna be optimistic here, and I'm gonna say that England are going to win the group. I just got a feeling like I'm pretty confident, even though it's England, I'm pretty confident they'll beat Tunisia and they'll beat Panama. They'll get themselves 6 points. I think Belgium will do the same, and you'll go into the final game of the group with basically like a clash to get top spot. They'll both be through, but it'll be a case of who can win the group, and I think England might do it. I still see Belgium as massive underachievers, and I don't think they're ever going to hit the heights of what they should, because there's too many egos in the team. They finally got formation that might help them to gel, but I still don't think it's going to help them gel enough. So yeah, I'm going to go for England to beat Belgium to top spot. Whether that's going to be by beating Belgium in a one-off match, or that'll be drawing and then doing it on goal difference, that's a possibility. I'm going to go Tunisia to come third, because for me, Panama, I see them struggling to even score a goal, let alone get a point. So I'm going to go Panama last, Tunisia third, Belgium second, and England first. But we'll find out later today. We'll find out. Hopefully it all goes well for England. I don't want to be, sat here moaning about them. So hopefully it all goes well. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy the matches today. Hopefully, if you're an English fan, it does go well. But yeah, feel free to do the usual stuff like comment, subscribe, all those sort of bits. But yeah, hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.